This last week, I ran a survey on the channel asking you guys what type of content you wanted to learn more about. I had a lot of people that responded, so for those of you that did respond, thank you. I appreciate it. This helps me know what you guys want to hear more about and hopefully helps more people out there that are looking to get into the fire service. So the results of the survey were testing and interview content, more things about what to expect in the interview, what to expect on a civil service test, fitness test, that kind of stuff was 34%. More types of firefighter fitness kind of stuff came in at 17%, but the winner was you guys wanted to have more content about what to expect as a firefighter, what to expect when you're getting into the fire service, how to interact with your crew, group dynamics, things like that. So in this video, I wanted to make a video on things that you can do, practical things that you can do on your first day and essentially your first year, 2 years, 6 months, however long your probationary period is, essentially how to fit into a group better. And the things that I'm going to talk about are universal. These don't just apply to the fire service. If you're a cop, if you're an EMS, if you're going to a new school, if you're joining a new sports team, if you're in the military, whatever it is that you're doing, these rules are going to be pretty universal, regardless of how to fit in with a new group of people when you're the new person and don't really know a lot of people. That can be a really tough, really awkward thing. It's not fun for anybody. Everybody's had to be the new guy at some point. And so here's just some general guidelines to help you out. As always, if you guys find this video helpful, click the like button in below the video here. Any questions, leave them in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. You guys have been awesome and very responsive with that. So thank you for doing that. And yeah, let's get right into it. So the first and most important thing you can keep in mind when you are a part of a new group, regardless, like I said, this is going to be more focused on the fire department, obviously, in any group, is to be quiet. Now, what I don't mean is there's this old mentality in the fire service amongst older firefighters, which is new people have nothing to add and they have nothing to say. You should sit in the corner and speak only when spoken to. And that's stupid. In my opinion, that's an immature way to go about it. A lot of people that get into the fire service are very intelligent, very smart, very hardworking people, and they definitely will probably have something to add. So to treat them as though they're just this idiot that needs to sit in the corner, I think is wrong. But what I mean for you when I say be quiet is be quiet for your own good. When you're in a new group, the first and most important thing you should do is just sit back and observe. Just watch everybody. In every group, there's going to be the leaders on paper, the official leaders of the group. But then also in the group, there are going to be the unofficial leaders, the people that set the tone for the group, the people that are the ones that can pull the strings, the people that have a lot of experience, the people that everybody looks up to. Those are the leaders, the official leaders, not the ones on paper, but the official leaders of that group. You want to figure out who those people are so that going forward, you can kind of ally yourself with them, learn from them, find out why they're kind of the leader of that group. These are the people, like I said, that set the pace of the group, the work ethic of the group. And if you go in right away trying to impress everybody, which I get it, that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want everybody to think that you're smart, intelligent, hardworking, all this kind of stuff. And that's good. That's definitely good. But for the first little bit, just sit back, chill out, figure out who those people are, and figure out what the pace of the group is. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. The second reason it's important to be quiet, though, is because when you join a new group, you don't know who you're replacing. You might be filling some really big shoes. You might be filling the shoes of someone that passed away. You might be filling the shoes of someone that just retired, who had spent the last 10, 20, 30 years with a lot of the people in that group. Maybe it's a small group, 5 people, big group, whatever. Whether you think it's fair or not, whether it's right or not, it's human nature. We're all going to try and, at least in some form, judge that new person based on the standard of that old person. So if you come in right away and you're just obnoxious and you're talking and you don't stop, it's going to set a bad tone for you, a bad precedent for you going forward. So you don't know whose shoes you're filling. So just, like I said, when you first get in there and you first start, if you take nothing else from this video, just sit back, chill out, and figure out who's who. The second thing you can do to help yourself is never, ever, 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 when you're a new person, make disparaging remarks or air dirty laundry about other people, especially if they're in the fire service. Everybody knows everybody, and I can promise you right now, when you get into the fire service, you're going to meet a lot of people that you don't like. A lot of people are fantastic. It's like any other group. You'll never go into a large group of people and like everyone. It's not going to happen. Do not say anything disparaging about a past employer, about another firefighter or EMS or police officer, anything like that. Just forget about it. And if someone specifically asks you about someone that might be a mutual acquaintance and you really don't like that person, just leave it at, yeah, I know that person, and just leave it there. Down the road, when you're a part of the group and people respect what you have to say and take you more seriously, then you might be able to say, yeah, I know that guy, and that guy was trouble for X, Y, and Z. But right off the bat, do not say anything disparaging about somebody you know. Third thing, and I actually did this, and I learned the hard way. For your entire probationary period, and this is a good tip, for your entire probationary period, whether it be 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, however long, call every officer you meet by their officer title. In other words, Captain so-and-so, Lieutenant so-and-so, Chief so-and-so. When I first started, there's a guy that's an officer where I work who everybody calls him by his last name. And everybody has nicknames. And when you get into the fire service, you'll see exactly what I mean. And I think this was maybe my third or fourth day at the department. And I saw him. It was early in the morning before the shift started. And I just said, good morning, how are you? And I just called him by his last name. And he stopped, and with the most serious look on his face, he said, don't call me that. And he was right to say that. Now, I've known him for several years, good guy. You know, we've interacted back and forth a bunch of times. I call him by his last name all the time, and he doesn't care. But when you're the new guy, you need to show respect to the officers. So my rule was, going forward for the entire first year, unless that officer specifically tells you, hey, don't call me Captain Smith, call me John, or whatever they tell you to call him, do that. It's just a sign of respect, and you're going to set yourself up for problems if you try and, like I said before, if you try and feel too comfortable too early, it's not going to be a good look for you. What else do I have? Find a way to add value to the department or to your crew. And at first, it's going to be little things, right? You're new, and chances are nobody's really that interested in what your opinions and thoughts are on things yet. So what are some ways you can add value? Well, always be the first one up from the table washing dishes. Always offer to help with everything. Don't be obnoxious if somebody says, no, I'm okay. Don't keep bugging them. Always be the one that is first to the truck. Always be the one that's willing to give a helping hand. If you're on scene, let's say you're doing EMS and you have a patient and it's a really gross patient, you don't really want to get in there, be the first one to get in there. People notice those little things, and over time those things add up, and you become known as that guy or that girl that's the first to get in there, always the first up from the table, first up in the morning. If your shift starts at 7, you're the one that wakes up at 5:36 and gets the coffee going for everybody else. Be that person. Now, those might seem like insignificant or silly little things, but I'm telling you, people will notice them and they will go a long way. And the longer you've been on the crew, people will start to be interested in more substantial things that you have to say and add to the group. So find a way to add value. It's not about you, it's about the crew. On your first day, bring a small gift, something easy, like something edible. Maybe it's donuts, maybe it's bagels, whatever. You don't need to go crazy with it. You don't need to do steak dinners on your first day. Just something small like that. It is noticed if you don't do that. There have been people that have come to do ride time or on their first day that I know of that didn't do that, and guys on the crew brought it up. Now, you might say that's silly and that's stupid and how entitled for that crew to think that they deserve something right off the bat, and you may be right. But it's just a nice gesture. You're probably going to get made fun of for it no matter what you bring. You could bring the best, most delicious donuts ever, and everybody's going to tell you they suck and they taste like crap and you should throw them away. That's just part of the fire service. That's what's going to happen. But if you show up with kind of like a peace offering or something as a sign of goodwill, it'll be taken well. So do that on your first day. And then finally, the last piece of advice I can give you, and this one's actually really important too. if you've never been in the fire service before, the kitchen table is where a lot of banter goes on. A lot of kitchen table arguments, a lot of kitchen people are just kind of busting chops and making fun of each other all the time. When you're new, do not get involved in that. Stay out of it. You have no idea who these people are. A lot of these people that are working together on these crews have been together for maybe 10, 20, 30 years. Their kids have grown up together. They've gone on family vacations together. They know each other's wives and husbands and kids and all that. These are people that are essentially an extended family. And if you, as the new person that don't know anybody, try and jump in and make a joke directed at one of these people, it will fall really flat. And that's if it goes well. So for the first little bit, just stay out of the banter. And that's okay. And eventually you'll know people are starting to get comfortable with you when they throw a couple jabs your way. You know, a couple jokes about, oh, I saw you on that last call, you did X, Y, and Z, or oh, whatever, right? If there's anything to be made fun of or joked about, firefighters will find it. But in the meantime, stay out of it, at least till you're off probation, or at least until you can tell that people are comfortable with you. So I hope you found those things helpful. Remember, keep that in mind on your first day and going forward with, like I said, whether you're going to be a fireman, a cop, EMS, it doesn't matter. Anytime you're a part of a new group, keep those rules in mind and you're going to set yourself up for success going forward. As always, if you found that helpful, click the like button below, subscribe to the channel, share the video. I really appreciate all your guys' feedback, and I will see you guys in the next video.